I can see.
Okay, that's great. Yeah. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kiran. I'm from Asgard Dao, and so let's start. Yeah. So what is Asgard Dao? Where this is where virtual reality meets the Nordic technology. So we are into DeFi initially. We started aiming of redefining in DeFi with a deeper DeFi 2.0. It's a new category DeFi asset class allowing smart users to build their wealth by hedging. It's a decentralized treasury-backed currency on Binance that maintains a value at least a $1. It's not pegged to a $1, but the value can move more than a $1. So it's a currencies backed by a multi-asset stable coins and the treasury and the reserve protocol controlled and driven by a community ground protocol. Our protocols has staking bonding, so where bond generates profit of the protocol and the treasury uses the profits to mint the Asgard. We have successfully launched this V1 initially, and now we are migrating to V2 with new features and a better security. And we are launching this DAO protocol on 13th February and 6 p.m. UTC. So, so after Asgard, now we turn into a evolution of physical world through the introduction of a metaverse. So we are developing a metaverse on our platform, which brings DeFi as well as a gamify on the same platform. This is our Asgard DAO 2, DApp, which we will be launching on 13 February. So these will be like bond staking, wrapping, and other stuff. So this will be live on 13th. Coming to the Meta Asgard. So where the for ever growing metaverse industry. So what lacks a direction is the purpose of users can flow and quench their trust from the best virtual experience. So all the imagination, assumptions, and theories, what comes to the life, so we want to bring it on Asgard, Meta Asgard. So basically, we are working on a Nordic mythology where Asgard Dao users will experience a different, experience on the metaverse. They can feel like they will be a gods of Asgards. They can play together. They can interact with other players on real time. So witness the like Thor and Loki will be like having an epic battles in front of a Jesus, the god of the god of thunder. So this is the basic idea what we have thought of. So what we want to bring on metaverse, like in introducing the liquidity of a DeFi and NFT class, an immerse experience of the metaverse. So all in all, Asgard DAO is a synergy of the growing industry, providing all-in-one solution to the users. So we want to bring DeFi and as well as gamify into one platform where people can use both the platforms. So this is what the marketing data of NFT statistics shows like almost 3.2 billion people in the world are. So that is where we want to bring in this metaverse, in the real game. So where the people can interact, they can play, you know, and they will have a very best experience out of this metaverse games what we are developing now. And they can have their own avatars, they can have their own characters to enter into the avatar, into the metaverse game. Oh, this is the game concept what we are looking at now. So we already started working on this. So it will be the Asgard Meta Asgard will be like a VR player versus player game. It's a play to earn game that will fit like 10 players against each other in real time, and they can do a lot of various activities including the game. And They can use the native token and they can perform a lot of various things. The winners will be rewarded like with NFTs or the tokens, and able to purchase NFTs from the marketplace. They can increase their what you call the powers with the weapons, and other stuff. So this is basically how we are looking into it. In the world of Nordic world, Loki and the Thor, or an internal conflict, like they're both gods. So what we thought of, okay, creating it both two separate groups where people will have their unique designs to enter into the game. They can play against each other. So it will be like a tournament, like the Thor team and the Loki team, where they can play, they win, and they get rewards. When they attack the other people's, it's kind of stuff. So sequence of this fraction that wins the players with a huge role in the extraction of the world. The tournament will take place at the design what we have given. So this is the basic design, how it looks, the place, and any player who wants to enter into the metaverse game, so they has to have an characters initially. So we will have an NFT marketplace where they can select the characters to they enter into the hub world. This will be like an open area where people move around on real time, so people can interact with other people in the metaverse. So they can talk to each other, they can have a voice chat, they can have a private messages, they can build a team, they can play against like each other. So this will be like so other players can also watch the game when there is other players are playing in the same hub world. So below these are the weapons, where they can upgrade their weapons to fight in the game. They can use a lot of upgradation characters. Once they when they don't want to use it, they can go back to the marketplace. They can sell it. If they want a better upgradation, they can buy it from the marketplace. This is how it goes. So we want this to be in a DAO where we are looking at like every 6 months we will upgrade the gaming. Like in the first phase, what we do, so we gather the user experience from the Nordic mythology, the characters and our things will be collected. Then we will have an community votes for the characters. We'll design the characters in the third stage, and again we will have a community voting. So the more votes the gets, so we select that particular character and we'll add into the storyline, and we will release them every 6 months. So it's like every 6 months we do it on regular basis with involvement of the community. So these are the competitors as of now, but no one has no, in the Nordic mythologies. We are the one who's working on the Nordic mythology now. So the sandbox and other decentralized, they have a huge user base, and people love to play these games. So we are looking at the same way. So with the more Nordic mythology, where people love Nordic mythology, and apart from that, we also have a place where people can learn about Nordic mythology stories and other stuff, so that they will be more interacting in the game. So why we are different and how we can impact the market. See, like Meta Asgard is where mythology becomes a reality, where liquidity meets gamification, and where investment becomes a fun. So like most of the people, they don't look at like making money out of the game. So it's like basically a fun where people love to play. So second, what sets like Meta Asgard part is approaching like providing an hostilic platforms to the users, and user can feel the trends from the weapons they use, enemy destroying. So in any universal piece, and this is our tokenomics, and so we reserved for the for the ecosystem like 15%, 50%, core team 10%, advisory 3%, partners and collaboration 12%, and community is 20%, bond is for 5%. This is our roadmap. So we already had a concept. So we are developing on the NFT marketplace and on the final white paper. And tentatively, we will be, uh, developing the metaverse with AR by March. And the demo we are planning to release on March itself. So NFT marketplace will go on April, and the metaverse game launch we are looking at like in May, mid May. So then further development we will do. So value of investors, the roadmap that will define the future of this digital world, and the communication that grows every day. We are going, we are growing it big every day. So that will put in our in a different place, where the DIO, especially we are into DIO. So we believe in community. So community, helps us grow. So currently, we have like 4,600 people on our Telegram. So we have the 500 on Discord, and we have the 10,000 plus on Twitter. So we have a very active community now, and I'm really proud that they are very supportive. All our Asgards are very active, and hope we grow more and more. When we have a metaverse in on place. So this is how we attract the customers. We do like personal marketing, emailing, notifications, targeting users. So basically, it's a community driven. So every we take the community votes, and and we regularly enhance our protocols. So here's our team. Myself, I'm the founder, and Mr. Raj Kapoor, he is the chief development and strategic strategies, and he has a vast experience on metaverse and NFTs. And we have Anubhav, and we have Rahat Beri. She is the head of marketing, and Rahi is our lead developer, and Arun Bhumi is our chief metaverse officer. And yep, this is our contact details and our website, our Telegram, and other things. So, so you can have a look out of this. Yep.
I really like the part that the community can design the characters, and whoever who got the character that be chosen by the community
Yes.
will get reward. Yeah, that's a really Web3 way. I really like it.
Yeah.
You
Should I
ready?
be here? Yes, I'm ready. Let me know when you can see my screen.
I will start to share the screen right now.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I can see. Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Good morning, good evening. Thank you. My name is Jack, and I'm introducing SilverSwap. So SilverSwap is a multi-chain automated market maker, and it's really special. For the first of its kind, it provides arbitrage yields to help with your impermanent loss. So you'll work on all your famous chains, with including Binance Smart Chain. And currently, it's still in the testnet environment, but you would see that it will be live coming into March, starting with Chronos. So take a look at this token, Silver. Now let's begin. So what's the problem? There are many swap protocols, and lots of them exist, and decentralized exchanges. So what is our cutting edge? Well, we looked at the decentralized exchange ecosystem. The issue is that many of the liquidity that is provided suffer from this known as impermanent loss. What is this issue of impermanent loss? Really, it's due to the fact that there are third parties that arbitrage on the pools that you provide liquidity for. And as a result, when they arbitrage and make profits from your liquidity, you lose value in impermanent loss. And this is very important and prominent, especially when you have a lot of Uniswap V2-like protocols that are very dominant in the layer 2 networks. For example, in PancakeSwap or in Kronos, you have things like the VVS Finance or MMF Finance. Many of them are Uniswap V2 protocols and will be vulnerable for impermanent loss. How big is this problem? Well, just to give you a sense of the total addressable market, there was a recent research by Ethereum Foundation, and this is really at the cutting edge. It was published just weeks ago, where they estimated that the total losses as a result from arbitrage is equivalent to what we call a maximum extractable value. That's at least $500 million of MEV extracted from famous chains like Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Avalanche, and Polygon. In other words, just last year, $500 million was taken in arbitrage profits, and it's growing. Now, our innovation is to take these losses and turn it into profits. And that's where we come in. So many people try to solve the impermanent loss problem for decentralized exchange with higher trading fees to disincentivize people to arbitrage in the pools, or as well as increase the token incentives for liquidity providers when they stay long into the pool. Now, this results in bad ideas and bad results. For example, high fees will be bad for the user experience. Everybody transacting will now have to pay much, much higher fees. And token dilution, well, that really will just overall dilute the TVL that's in the decentralized exchange. So our edge is to do something even better than this. What we want to do with SilverSwap, and what we have done, is to add an arbitrage yield program for liquidity providers. So this will be funded by flash loan arbitrage on the pools that are provided to us. So as liquidity providers put their money in our pools, we'll leverage these pools to find arbitrage profits with other Uniswap V2-like pools. So in the case of Binance Smart Chain, we will look at PancakeSwap. We'll find a price mismatch between their pools and our pools in the same pairs. Let's say BNB and USDC. We would immediately send that arbitrage through and in order to make profits, which will then be channeled into our arbitrage yield treasury fund. So really, what we're trying to say is this will be the best investment opportunity for liquidity providers. You would have the chance to have a triple reward structure as a liquidity provider for SilverSwap. Firstly, when you stake a liquidity pair to get LP tokens, you earn trading fees. Now, this is like every other DEX. Secondly, you stake the LP tokens into the silver farms to earn silver from yield farming. This is also not unique. But what is true innovation is when you stake the silver to obtain X silver, you automatically gain access to the treasury funds where we will constantly earn arbitrage profits once we find mismatches in our pools with other pools in other DEXs. So really, when it comes to what we're using, things like the router contract, the factory contract, the farm contract, and our very own proprietary flash loan arbitrage, which will constantly run behind the scenes to address price mismatch and obtain arbitrage profits as a new layer of yield on all liquidity providers. Some of our future roadmaps is to enable this arbitrage across chains. So as we are on all EVM compatible chains like Polygon, Avalanche, BSC, if we find that price mismatch is across the same tokens, however different chains, we can still execute the arbitrage accordingly. Now, one of the other key things is to bundle these arbitrage transactions into a private validator pool. Now, this is at cutting research level, where we work a lot with the Flashbot's Ethereum Foundation research in order to make sure that we don't get front run, in fact, by validators or miners on the blockchains that we use. We're also looking to own some of the liquidity when we issue our bonds, somewhat like Olympus Dao. And lastly, we will start this governance under a DAO structure for the distribution of this treasury when we collect from arbitrage profits. Now, these are the few key contexts, and before that, I will just jump into the demo. Since we're just a testnet right now, you just need to go to test.silverswap.org. And once you log in, you'll be prompted into this space, and it's very similar. It's like every other DEX. The user experience is the same, where you get to swap to different tokens for different. So you can swap, in this case, a test USDC with silver token, and you can buy some silver, and you can start creating some liquidity provision. So let's say I bought all this silver, I can start to add liquidity. So I can add USDC and silver at the respective ratios, and I confirm and add liquidity. Now, once that's done, I would have liquidity positions. And with these liquidity positions, I'll have an LP token. And from there, I can harness the LP token into very high APYs that we have today. You can then stake these tokens and start yielding profits. Now notice that you will have 3 layers of profits, as I repeat again. Firstly, you will have the layer of profits from transaction fees when people start swapping on the app. Secondly, you will have profits as a result of the yield farming. And thirdly, you will have a third layer of profits with the constant arbitrage between this AMM protocol with other famous AMM protocols. And with that, I'm opening it up to questions or any feedback. Thanks.
And for the DeFi space, as you mentioned, the impermanent loss is absolutely a huge problem for DeFi users and players nowadays. And SilverSwap is absolutely playing a very unique value added standpoints for users to add value for them. Yeah, very interesting.
Yes, thank you.
I would like to know a little bit more about the team informations. Could you briefly talk about it?
Yeah, so we are actually a group that's really international.
Mm-hmm.
So I myself, I sit in the UK, along with a buddy of mine who sits in Singapore, and quite a few of us sit in Singapore as well. And just a bit of background: we love hackathons, and we've been part of DoraHacks, and we've been really innovating in this space. Our backgrounds are mixed backgrounds, so some of us work in technology, while me personally, I've been working in the financial services industry. So I really want to bring real yield and real APYs to the community. And I think arbitrage is something that honestly whales only do, or people who have programming skills. But what we're trying to do is enable these arbitrage profits to the general audience. As long as you buy silver or you stake silver, you implicitly take advantage of arbitrage. And that's something that only whales can do today. And we just hope to democratize and decentralize DeFi.
Sounds great.